Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What up, though, man? What's going on, man? It's a new breed 313 Sports. Back at it again, man. All platforms, man. Like and subscribe to the channel, the new breed 313 Sports. So, man, let's dive right into it, man. Can the Pistons go to the NBA Finals coming out the East? Number one seed. Um, they've maintained it even after K's injury and stuff. And everything, but can they actually do that, or will they not even come out of the East? Um, there's a possibility they can't go to the NBA Finals, um, but there's just certain things that they have to work on during the playoffs. We know K's gonna get his. We know Duran's gonna get his. Who's gonna be that third scorer? You know, I mean, sometimes you can rely on can you rely on Tobias Harris? Can you rely on Dennis Jenkins? Can you rely on a Ron Holland? Can you rely on an Isaiah Stewart? Can you rely on certain guys? Asar. You know what I'm saying? Paul Reed. Can you rely on some of these guys during playoff time, and can they work on their shooting? Because at times their shooting has been bad. They've got by because of their defense. Um, and can they get by and go through a deep playoff run? That's the big thing. And the shooting, I really, is really the thing. They have to get better shooting. Um, can Kevin Herter and Duncan Robinson can they shoot good in the playoffs? We'll see that. We'll see what this team has learned from a year ago being in the playoffs. Now everybody's gunning for them. That's going to be something. Are they going to how are they going to feel about being that top team in the East while all these teams is gunning for them? And that's going to be the thing. Whoever they face in the playoffs in the first round between Charlotte, Miami, Philly, and Orlando. Um, like, do you feel any of these teams can give the Pistons trouble? I know people want them to play the Charlotte Hornets. Y'all know how I feel about the Hornets. I don't have no trust in the Hornets. I don't even think I don't even think they're gonna get past the play-in. That's just me. I know some of y'all want to root for the Hornets. They're the darling team. They're that sexy team, but no, I can't. I just can't do it. And whoever the Pistons play, I think they're gonna be ready. I think can you see them, you know, get it when you get out of that first round, you're gonna play either Toronto or Cleveland. Well, we all know it's gonna be Cleveland. I'd be surprised if Toronto win, but I don't see Toronto winning that. But I see them playing Cleveland. Now, if they play Cleveland, how the matchups are going to be. A fully I guess a 80% Cleveland team that has a Harden and that has their whole lineup. It's going to be interesting to see how the Pistons play against them. Can they contain Harden? Can they contain the Donovan Mitchell? Can they contain the boards with Evan Mobley and Jared Allen? You know what I'm saying? How's that going to work out? You know what I'm saying? So that's going to be interesting. I think Cleveland could give them something. But that's going to be the big test is the Cavaliers. And basically, like I said, whoever they play in the play-in, I think Orlando could kind of give them some fits. I think Miami could kind of give them some fits. But Charlotte, I think they pretty much figured Charlotte out. And Philly, I don't have no trust in Philly because they can't stay healthy. So I'm not even worried about Philly. No Joel Embiid, no consistent Paul George. You want to rely on Tyrese Maxey, but all these other guys, I don't have faith in them. I just don't. But Pistons do have a chance. Can they get past Boston? Because Boston's been playing well since Tatum came back. That's going to be the big test. Can they get past a fully healthy Boston team, an experienced Boston team? You know what I'm saying? And it's going to be tough, man. I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. That's going to be the big test. And I think Boston has something to prove as well because of the injuries. And this is pretty much a do or die thing for Boston because next year when Halliburton come back and all these other teams get better in the East, this could be like one of Boston's last little runs to win a title with Tatum and Brown. So they got as much as to prove pretty much in the Pistons. And can the Pistons get back to being number one next season with all these other teams that's going to be gunning for them next season? That's going to be the big thing. But Boston is going to be that test. The Knicks could be a test, even though they got a tough first round series against the Hawks, man. That's a tough one. I would not be surprised if Atlanta beat them. But it all comes down to the shooting, man. It all comes down to who's that third scorer going to be? Who's that consistent scorer going to be? And if K struggles, who else is going to step up? I mean, Duran could get his, but we got to worry about him getting into foul trouble. If he's not getting help in the boards and he's getting in foul trouble, who's going to step up? If you get Isaiah Stewart, but we know Isaiah Stewart has a temper problem. I mean, can you rely on him for his offense? Can you rely on him to stay focused and not, act up? Can you rely on Dennis Jenkins to take that role as a backup point guard? Can he step up in the playoffs where he hasn't been? Some of these roles, some of these guys ain't been in, or they've been in just last year. Can they learn from that? What's the experience? You know what I'm saying? And plus, this team hasn't won a home playoff game since what? 2008. So it's going to be interesting, man. The LCA is going to be rocking, man. I think the first game is Sunday night. I think it's Sunday at 6:30 or something like that. It's going to be rocking, man. When they get that first home win, oh man, it's going to be a relief. It's going to be a relief. To get a first playoff win in LCA. That's going to be something, man. That's going to be really, really something. And they deserve it. The fans deserve it, man. We done been through so much with us as fans. We went through so much, and it's good to see that this team is doing well, and the job that JB has done. Now, does his rotations a little wonky at times? Yes. That's another thing I'm worried about as well, his rotations in the playoffs. They have to get better. They must get better because you got teams that will adjust. Can JB adjust and put the right rotations in play? That's going to be another thing. You know what I'm saying? If you against a big front court, kind of like Cleveland, how are you going to respond to that? Because we know Tobias Harris cannot check Evan Mobley. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Duran can go strong with Allen, but can he go strong and rebound against Mobley and Jared Allen? That's going to be the big question. Can they play defense against Donovan Mitchell and James Harden, even though I don't trust in James Harden in the playoffs anyway, because he finds a way to mess up. But this is the year the Pistons gotta just go for it, man, because next season is going to be tough for them. It's going to be tough. They have to, as a number one seed, you got to go through everybody. This is your best chance in going to an NBA Finals. Now, getting to an NBA Finals and then beating a team in the West is going to be tough, especially if you face a team like OKC, or if you face a team like San Antonio, or if you face a team like the Denver Nuggets. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be tough. Like I said, everybody, the offense has to get better. Teams are going to double team Cade Cunningham. It's coming. Or teams are going to have their best defenders on him. They're going to frustrate him. They're going to get him, they going to force him and guard him 94 feet. They're going to guard. They're going to try everything they can to frustrate him, to not let him get the ball. They're going to let other people step up. And that's where other guys got to step up. Tobias Harris got to step up. Duncan Robinson got to hit shots. Kevin Huerter has to hit shots. You know what I'm saying? Isaiah Stewart has to do something. Asar got to keep playing that defense and not get, the ticky-tack foul. Ron Holland, he got to control himself. His offense is getting better, but he still has to control himself defensively. I get tired of players that commit foul and complains about it. Like, that's one of the things I hate in the NBA. Like, stop complaining like a bitch, man. Luka does that shit all the time. LeBron do that. A lot of these players do that, and I get tired of that. Like, stop complaining and just play basketball. You know what I'm saying? And the Pistons have to do that. Just don't complain. Keep playing basketball. Yes, you're going to get fouls where you're going to be like, damn, that's not a foul. But you got to keep playing. You can't let that get to them. That's another thing I'm worried about with the Pistons in the playoffs is, can they control themselves? Can they exceed the expectations of winning 60 games and doing the same thing? Now, we all know when it comes to the playoffs, you can win 60 games and you could be out. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, look what happened to Cleveland. They were number one, and then they got bounced in the second round by Indiana. So, these number ones ain't safe, man. They can lose at any time as well. So, you can't take a team lightly in these playoffs. You got to show up every game. When the shooting is not good, you got to rebound well. You have to rebound. This team still has something to prove. And this is a team that comes together. Nobody expected them to get 60 wins and win the Eastern Conference. Nobody expected that. We expected them to be a playoff team, but we didn't expect them to be the best team in the East. But who would have known that? You know what I'm saying? But can they learn from what happened last year against the Knicks? And I feel like we should have beat the Knicks not last year. We should have beat them. We had those games, but we were inexperienced. Can we finish off those games that we didn't last year against the Knicks? Can we finish that off? Can that experience, will we learn from that experience from last year? We have to close these games out. When we get into long droughts, scoring droughts, how is this team going to be? When they go on the road, is that going to be too much for them? Are they going to be phased on the road? Are they going to be phased when the pressure is on? Can K hit that pressure shot? When teams double team him, if he pass it, are they going to hit the shots? Because we know what happened last year. He passed the ball to Malik Beasley and he fumbled it. But we all know that was all about the money with that one. But you have to be ready in those type of situations. This is what you work hard for. This is why you want to get to this point. You want to win an NBA championship. And in Detroit, we haven't won one in over 20 years. This is our shot. And I know people want to compare the whole bad boy Pistons from back then and this team. Man, pump your brakes, man. We ain't even won nothing yet. So pump your brakes. Let's not compare this team to the bad boys. Stop. Just stop. They haven't won anything yet, man. They haven't won a title yet. Just calm down. Calm down. We not about to do that. Stop comparing them to old Piston teams from the past. Let this team build their own legacy. Let them build what they have together with this team. Stop comparing them to other Piston teams. I hate that. Just let them be. You know what I'm saying? Let them be. We need this. We got to stop the comparison. And this team has a good shot in going to the NBA Finals. Can they get past Boston? Can they get past the Knicks? Can they get past the Cavs in the second round? You know, that's the big thing. Of course, they always got a chance. Everybody has a chance to win the NBA Finals. Do I see them getting past Boston? I don't know. A fully healthy Boston, I just don't know. The Knicks, I can see them getting past. I can see them getting past. I think the Knicks have a similar problem to them. When they don't shoot well, man, they become a different team. They become a different team, and they rely on Brunson. So even with the Knicks, we know Brunson sometimes get injured in the playoffs. You're very concerned about that. Now they had. I don't think they've played over 40 minutes like they did with Thibodeau. And Mike Brown is managing those minutes, and they're being smart. And he's more so using his bench more than Thibodeau has. He has more trust in it than Thibodeau. But can they get past Boston? I don't know. Boston's gonna come to play, man. And we had a tough time with them even without Tatum. Now you got Tatum. Hey, man, this is gonna be a pretty different team. You know what I'm saying? But who's going to guard? But my thing is, who's going to guard Duran? You got Cater, Luka Garza. He can have a field day with that. You know what I'm saying? But Boston still has Derek White, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown. They still got all these other guys. You said Pistons gonna go to the finals. Boston don't scare me that much. See, you said they don't scare you that much, but they fear you a little bit. They feel you. They fear you a little bit. But yeah, like I said, Boston got something to prove too. Boston that definitely has something to prove because they still got to get acclimated with the team and everything like that as well. So they're still adjusting to with everything, and Jason Tatum is adjusting as well. So we'll see about that. But it's gonna be something. I mean, it would be great to see a Celtics Pistons Eastern Conference Finals. That would be great. You said, do I think we can beat the Cavs in the second round? I think we can. I think it's going to be tough because I was actually just speaking about that a little earlier in the video. I think we can beat the Cavs. It's going to be tough because I think that it's all about shooting because the Cavs got shooters. They got Strus. They got Dean Wade. They got Donovan Mitchell. They got Harden. Evan Mobley can shoot. You know what I'm saying? You got Jalen Tyson. To me, Jalen Tyson is going to be the key to that team because he's going to be the person that's going to guard Cade. And we've seen times to where Cade has been frustrated with Jalen Tyson. Jalen Tyson, to me, he kind of reminds me of a young Dylan Brooks. He has that feistiness. He don't care about, he gonna get on you, and he can score. But he reminds me of a little bit of a young Dylan Brooks. But it's gonna be tough, man. I think it just depends on the shooting and how the rebounding is. I think Tobias is big in this series on how he's gonna guard Evan Mobley. Evan Mobley is gonna be key to that series, and which Evan Mobley is going to step up. If you have the Evan Mobley who scores, rebounds, blocks shots, it's going to be tough for the Pistons to beat them. It's going to be tough because if you got Harden that's going to click in all cylinders, you got Mitchell, and JB wants to beat the Cavs after what they done to him. It means a lot to JB. It does. But to me, do I think that they could beat the Cavaliers? Yes, I do. I do think they can. I do think they can, and I do think they will. I think it could possibly go a 6 or 7 game series, possibly. It's a possibility it could go a 6 or a 7 game series, but I do think the Pistons can beat the Cavs. Okay, you got the Pistons and Thunder in the NBA Finals. I mean, that's cool. That's cool. I think a lot of people do. A lot of people have the Boston beating the Pistons. I don't know, man, but the Knicks, I think the Knicks, I wouldn't be surprised if the Hawks beat the Knicks in the first round, man. A fully healthy Hawks team can beat the Knicks. They can beat the Knicks. That Hawks team is hungry, man. They hungry. And I know people ain't giving, we all think that the Cavaliers going to beat the Raptors. We just don't have, I just don't think the Raptors, I don't think they're ready at all, man. I just don't think it. You said, who do I have in the finals? Man, I want to say OKC. I think man, I really want to root for Denver, man. I really do, but Denver's defense scared the hell out of me. I think Denver can beat OKC. I just don't think they can defend. I don't think they can defend like OKC. And then they got to play Minnesota in the first round. That's going to be tough too. But who do I have in the finals, man? I pretty much got the same as you do, man. I got the Thunder, and then man, something tells me the Celtics, man. Some tell me the Celtics can beat the Pistons, man, but I'm going to go with the Pistons, man. I'm going to go with the same as you, man. I'm going to go with the Pistons and Thunder. As much as I want to root for Denver and I want to root for San Antonio, I just think that experience factor with OKC is going to be the factor. And then I know San Antonio won the season series against OKC, but we all know that the season series does not matter in the regular season. It's all about playoff time. I mean, look at what happened with the Pistons and the Knicks last year. Pistons won the series against the Knicks, and the Knicks beat them. So it could be like that. I can agree with that. I agree with that. They can get beat if you guard the three. I think the Pistons are the type of team that can guard the three. But Tatum and Brown still scares you, man. I mean, Derek White is still a good scorer. He's a good two-way player. And Peyton Pritchard. They even if you don't guard even if you they not making threes, they'll still go to the basket. They still gonna try to hit some shots, and they still gonna put on the defense. I see that. So I just I see it. I'm sorry about that, y'all. Who do I think the Pistons are gonna face? Mm, um. Oh man, I don't even. Oh man, I don't even know, man. Um, I'm sorry about that noise, but y'all. I'm just trying to. That's some people trying to just uh trying to message. I think it's a group chat. Sorry about that, y'all. But who do I think they're gonna face in the first round? Um, it's possibly Miami. I think Miami could face them. Um I think some tells me Orlando's gonna be Philly, and then Miami's gonna be Charlotte, and I think Miami's gonna be Philly. So I think it's gonna be Miami. I think it's gonna be Miami. Long as Miami is healthy, I think it could be them. But I wouldn't be surprised if it's either Philly or Orlando. But I don't see Charlotte. I don't see Charlotte coming out facing the Pistons. I just don't see it. I think Charlotte is overhyped, man. I think Miami gonna beat Charlotte and Charlotte. So if I was to pick, it will probably just it'll be either Miami or Orlando. Um, Orlando would be something that would be a hell of a series, man. A healthy Orlando would be something because the Orlando can give the Pistons fits. But the last time they played them in the regular season, they gave them fits. But we all, like I said, regular season is different from the playoffs. So, but yeah, I think it's gonna be Miami. I think their experience can get them out of there to be in that eighth seed. But yeah, it's the playoffs is gonna be something, man. Pistons gonna be playing on Sunday. Unfortunately, as a season ticket holder, I can't go because I'm gonna be working that day. I may try to sell my ticket. Um, I don't know yet. But I probably not gonna go because I gotta work on Sunday. I gotta work afternoons and stuff. So probably game two. I'm probably gonna go to game two, but I might go late because I probably gotta go to work. So but game one, man, because I was hoping, man, I was hoping game one was gonna start on a Monday or something like that. Cause I was like, damn, that would have been perfect. But man, it's gonna be 6:30 on Sunday. Uh Whoever is that AFC, but man, it is what it is. You said gonna face either the Hornets or the Sixers. Okay, I feel you. I feel you. And I don't have no trust in the Sixers that much, man, because they ain't got no Joel Embiid, and for some reason, man, Philly always has injury issues. Every year they have injury issues, or they just can't shoot. They just can't get out of. They just for some reason they can't get past the second round. Joel Embiid cannot get past the second round. And this is a dude that cannot stay healthy. This is a guy you cannot really rely on to have to play certain amount of games. And you know what I'm saying? He's had injury issues early in his career, and he's came back from that. But now it's getting to him now. So, and it's just a lot of these injuries just been happening, man. And it's just messing the game up. The load management is messing things up, and it makes you, as a basketball fan, you hate things like this. And this is why when you're a fan and you go to these games, you don't, sometimes you leery of spending your money because a lot of these players are not playing. You done paid your hard-earned money to see a player, and then all of a sudden they don't play. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, I done put my money into this and that ain't playing. But this is why it's so cautious of you to be leery of spending money in sporting events, because you never know when your favorite players, or if you have someone of a favorite player or your favorite team, that they might not play. You might want to see the Lakers and Luka and LeBron ain't even playing. You know what I'm saying? You might go to the Bucks game and Giannis ain't playing. Yeah, you see him in the stands. You might want to try to get an autograph, but shit, you got to fight through all these other people down there to get to him, if you could get to him, or just anybody else. It's messed up, but that's just how it is. That's why it's leery. Like when you be a season ticket holder, like, man, they recently just had an event of a private event for content creators for the Pistons. And I'm thinking, like, number one, why ain't y'all send me one? And number two, why don't y'all do the same thing for season ticket holders? Why is it that the Pistons don't do that for season ticket? And I've been saying this all season. The Pistons do not care about season ticket holders. They care more about international fans and treating them like royalty than they do for actual fans that live in Michigan, that go to these games. And that's sad, man. And I've been saying that all year. I've been saying that for the last few years. And you see that. The way they treat the fans and stuff like that, man, like it's crazy. You pay your hard-earned money every year, and you don't even get treated right. Would they give you a season ticket? What, a book bag? A little thermal thing? Now, the jacket, I think, was cool. The Piston jacket, I thought, was real cool. Shout out to Tom Hopkins for making that season ticket holder jacket. That was smooth. But this is how you treating fans. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. But I guess I don't mind facing the Sixers, especially without Embiid. That means a lot. A lot is going to be put on Tyrese Maxey, even though I think it's Tyrese Maxey's team anyway. I think it's Tyrese Maxey's team. I don't think it's Embiid's team. I think it's Tyrese Maxey. In a perfect world, yeah, it would be nice to place the Hornets and renew that rivalry, that new rivalry, and in a playoff status. Yeah, that would be nice. That would be hella nice to play the Hornets. You know what I'm saying? See that and seeing Dale Curry out here, LaMelo, and just the rivalry, seeing how Duran and Diabate would be, and just seeing how that goes, man. That as a playoff atmosphere will really be something. I would be intrigued to seeing something like that. That would be nice, but for some reason, man, I just don't think the Hornets is gonna come out of that play-in. I just don't. I just don't. If they do, hey, I was wrong. But it should be nice, man. The play. I'm looking forward to all these play-ins in the East and the West. You know, the Suns and Portland. I think Golden State and the Clippers. That ought to be something. I know some people want to root for Golden State, but I think the Clippers got too much size, man. I think they got too much size for Golden State. And as much as I want to root for Portland, man, against the Suns, man, I really do. I really want to root for Portland, man. I do. I think they could cause some havoc for somebody. Like I think they could cause a little bit of havoc with the Spurs. I really do, because I think they have the offense to hang with the Spurs for a little bit. I still think the Spurs will win that series, but I think Portland would give them because they have the size and they have some scoring as well. So that would be interesting. I want to see Portland play the Spurs. I really do. And then the Suns or the Clippers or Golden State would play OKC. You know, so that would be something. I can't wait for these playing games, man. It's gonna be fun to see. It's gonna be fun. Now let me ask y'all this question. And I've asked different podcasters and stuff like that. So I'm gonna ask y'all this question. How do y'all feel about the play-in, and do you want the play-in to stay, or would you rather have the old way where it was just 1-8? Me personally, I like the play-in because it adds more teams, and it adds a little bit more excitement to the game, and I love that. I like the plan. At first, I was like, I don't know, but I'm growing into it. I like the play-in. I like that other teams. It's not going to be fair for the teams that's 7 and 8 because they like, oh man, we 7 and 8, we should already be in the playoffs. But you got to already know these type of things when they make rules like that. You should have got the 6th seed, so you ain't got to worry about that. You know what I'm saying? And that's what Atlanta did. Atlanta was like, nah, we going to get this 6th seed. We're going to be for sure to get one. And shout out to the Hawks. But I love the play-in, man. I love it. I love it. I love seeing, other teams getting a chance and just seeing these teams just go all out to try to get to the playoffs. So it's a wonderful thing. I love seeing it. I just love seeing it. But yeah, I do think the Pistons can get to the finals. I think they have a shot to get to the finals. They got to stay healthy. They got to shoot better. They got to rebound. It can't just be Duran. They defense got to stay away. But then they defense, you want to get to everybody on defense, but you know what I'm saying. But you don't want to waste a lot of energy, man. Like the one thing about Asar I love is defense. Now he definitely has to work on his offense for sure, definitely. But I'm worried about his fatigue. I'm worried about a lot of these guys' fatigue. I'm worried about Cade's fatigue because I don't want him to do a lot more than he should. And I don't want him burnt out. You know what I'm saying? I want, him to get some help. And, Dennis Schroeder kind of did that a little bit last year, kind of relieving, because if they didn't get Schroeder, I think Cade would have got burnt out last season. And that's what I was afraid of this season. Hopefully he doesn't get burned out. And I think that that fake injury, I think that was more so just a rest for him for the playoffs than anything else. You said if it was the Pistons and the Clippers series, who would you take? I would take the Pistons. I'll take the Pistons. I would take the Pistons. Even though Kawhi would be on Kawhi mode, and some of them Clipper guys, man, I do like. I like that Yannick dude, man. I like his game. I like his game. John Collins. I always like John Collins. And Matherin been a difference for that Clippers team since he been there, man. Having him coming off the bench, man, that's the thing, because I think Indiana, he tried to come off the bench, but him and Carlisle got into it. But him coming off the bench for the Clippers, man, has really helped. It helped him and it's helped his team. But yeah, I would have the Pistons in that matchup. I would definitely have the Pistons in that matchup. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But yeah, man. Tell me what y'all think about. Do y'all see the Pistons going to the NBA Finals? Do you not see them? Do you see any other team that's gonna knock? Do you see Boston? Do you see the Knicks? Do you see the Cavs? Do you see the Cavs beating the Pistons in the second round? Do you see them going to the NBA Finals? Do you think the Pistons have a chance to not only go to a finals, but to win an NBA championship? Do y'all think that? I don't think they could get past OKC, but I think the step by step would be, are they going to be competitive with an OKC? How competitive are you going to be? What can you take that next stepping stone? That's going to be the big thing. I would love for them to go to the finals, even if they don't win. I would want them to compete, and if they're there, just to have an NBA Finals in Detroit, man, would be wonderful, man. It would be incredible for a finals to be in Detroit, man. That would be incredible. I would love to see that. I would love to go to an NBA Finals game. I've never been to a finals game with the Pistons, so this would be a first. Okay, you think they can beat OKC? I feel you. I mean, OKC got that defense. They got that 3-point shooting. They got multiple guys that can score. They got Shea. Shea is going to be impossible to guard. He's giving the Pistons fits because he's hard to guard, man. He has that type of game. So yeah. See, you know what though? I think they can match up better with the Spurs, man. I just think I think they can match up better with the Spurs. It's just I just think that I think the Pistons gotta go at Wemby. When they was in Detroit, they went right at Wemby. They got physical with Wemby in that first half, but they went away from that, man. They literally went away. They went at him, and they got physical with him. They got strong with him. That's what you got to do. You got to go right at him, man. You got to go right at his chest. I think they can match up better with the Spurs. I think they can. I think they can. I think defensively they can match up with the Spurs. I think defensively they could match up with OKC. But it's all about the shooting. I'm more worried about the shooting. I know the defense is going to be there. I'm just more worried about their shooting and can they hit shots? Because the Spurs can hit shots. OKC can hit shots. Can they hit shots? That's going to be the big question. And that's been their downfall for the season. When the Pistons had that slump, they couldn't shoot well. That's going to be the big thing. I'm not too worried about that defense because, like I said, I know they're going to play defense. You know what I'm saying? I know they are. And they're going to make them work. But guys got to step up. The Paul Reeds, the Javonte Greens, the Stewarts. All these guys can. Yeah, I mean, they have been shooting the ball better, but their defense has gotten very better. Their defense has gotten better. And the whole thing, you just not getting Cade. Can he come back to form in the playoffs? That little bit of time that he's had, he needed that to get reps. Now, teams are going to really be physical with him. They're going to really test his injury. Like, okay, is he going to be, can he beat us? Is he still feeling that injury? We're going to get as physical as we can on him. And teams are going to do that. Teams are going to be very physical with Cade. It's just going to be, how can he respond to that? You know what I'm saying? How can he respond to the physicalness of how he's being played? You know what I'm saying? How is the Pistons going to be now they got a target on their back and everybody is looking for them? Can they get past these experienced teams like a Boston, like a New York Knicks, like a OKC? You know, can they get past some of these teams? That's going to be the big question. They've been shooting the ball well. Kevin Huerter has shot the ball well. He's finally getting clicked in on this team, because when he got here, people was like, who is this dude? Why we got him here instead of Jaden Ivey? You know, this could have been Jaden Ivey, but Jaden Ivey wouldn't have been healthy. He hasn't been healthy this whole year. He's still been playing injured. Now Ivy's going through some things. I hope that, like I said, I hope that young man gets better, man. I really do. I don't mind the stuff that he said about, you know, what he said for, you know, the LGBT community. He spoke his mind. Why is it that a black man can't speak his mind anymore? It's crazy to me. Other races can speak their mind, but a black man can't speak his mind. That's ridiculous. That's crazy to me. That's crazy. But it is what it is, man. But, hey, man, I just want to say thank you all so much, man, for tuning in and watching the video, man, you know, on YouTube, on Facebook, everywhere. Y'all want to reach me, man. Shout out to Maddox, Vasil. Please tell me if I got it right. Vasil, 7973. Maddox, appreciate you tuning in and having the questions you asked me, man. Don't be a stranger, man. Just like and subscribe to the channel. Tell other people about the channel as well, man. But appreciate the love, though, man. Appreciate it, though. And everybody else that's tuned in to the video, man, like and subscribe to the channel, The New Breed 313 Sports. Also, man, please tune in to my main channel, which is 313 The New Breed Real Talk. I speak about sports, dating, all kinds of things, man. So if y'all ain't like to subscribe to that one, please like and subscribe to that one. I'm a lot more raw on that one than this one, even though I can get raw on this one, but I'm more raw on the 313 The New Breed Real Talk video. So please, man, like and subscribe to that channel. Share videos. And it's your boy Steve-O, aka The New Breed 313 Sports. I'm gonna holler at y'all in a minute, man. Peace out.